Hello, I'm Mark Paquita. I am here today with two members of the Ohio Republican Party State Central Committee. Together with them, we are united, I am united, to talk about stopping endorsements, primary endorsements by the Ohio Republican Party. I am going to MC the event today, and then I'll be speaking. The first person who will be speaking is Laura Rosenberger. She is a member of the State Central Committee for the Ohio GOP. Laura?
Thank you everybody. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm Laura Rosenberger, an elected member of the Ohio Republican Party State Central Committee, District 10, Clark, Greene, and Madison counties. My colleague Joanne Campbell from Medina County, District 22, and I stand here outside today at what was supposed to be a picnic to bribe State Central Committee members into endorsing Mike DeWine at their September meeting. Even if that picnic had not been canceled, Joanne and I would still be standing outside here with you right now, along with two other members from the committee who could not be here today, Mark Bainbridge, District 16, and Denise Verdi, District 25. You can be assured that the four of us stand with you, for you, and by you against ORP primary endorsements and the fiscal mismanagement and corruption. ORP Treasurer Dave Johnson, in a recent Ohio Star News article, called me and other committee members who are concerned about the ORP's fiscal mismanagement malcontents. I agree with Treasurer Johnson. I am a malcontent. I am not satisfied or content with the status quo at the ORP and the long-standing corrupt relationship that exists between the ORP and corrupt Republican elected officials and candidates. So yes, malcontent is the perfect word. Thank you, Dave Johnson. Joanne and I do not have to go into detail about what has gone wrong at the ORP, because so much has been revealed in the past few weeks you already know. Everyone knows we have a chairman who has put into writing that he prefers to make important financial decisions on his own without the input or knowledge of the committee. This is called a dictator. And everyone knows primary endorsements and open-ended funding of corrupt state incumbent officials needs to end. For decades, committee members and chairmen have abdicated their fiduciary duty to the party, and today we are seeing the results of that neglect and abuse. Amending the bylaws will help, but it won't work if we allow members of the committee and chairmen who brazenly violate the bylaws get away with it. We must hold them accountable, otherwise any efforts at reform will fail. We are calling on our colleagues at the State Central Committee to take the following actions at the September meeting or earlier. Elect from the floor a newly constituted bylaws committee that will elect its own bylaws committee chair. Number 2, hold a vote of no confidence and elect a new treasurer and a replacement for audit committee member Kurt Braden, and have the audit and fiscal review committees meet and elect their own chairs as required by the bylaws. Number 3, reject the chairman's plans to reorganize the standing committees as it violates policy and trust. Number 4, demand the accounting firm performing the current audit be replaced with a new firm that does not have conflicts of interest with Jane Timken and Bob Paduchik, and expand the scope of the audit to 2017. And finally, either have the DeWine campaign return the value given to him by the ORP in 2021, or contribute an equal amount to the other two gubernatorial candidates, Renacci and Blystone. Even if the committee takes these bare minimum steps, Ohio Republicans' confidence in the ORP will still not be restored because the ORP has broken the public trust for too long and the problems are too severe and deeply systemic. Because the State Central Committee and its current and past chairmen have proven they are incapable of internal control, I believe Ohio Republicans must now exercise their lawful authority and take on the responsibility of reforming the party using the legal mechanisms found in Ohio Revised Code, Title 35. I believe the remedy is a statewide convention called for by the majority of county central committees. A convention in March of 2022 can legally reverse any primary endorsements made by the State Central Committee, can legally review and amend ORP bylaws, and can legally elect a new chairman. I also believe that our legislature needs to amend Title 35 to require this statewide convention to be held every 2 years before every gubernatorial and every presidential primary. Other states have a convention every year. Ohio hasn't had a convention in almost 40 years. I believe this is a big reason why Ohio politics is so corrupt. I believe this is the only way the people can gain back control over the party and make the Ohio Republican Party great again. I want a Republican Party people can be proud of, don't you? A Republican revolution in Ohio is long overdue, and this is how we do it. I encourage everyone here today to take these solutions back to your county parties and let them know you are a malcontent Jew. Demand the Republican revolution starts right now in your county, and together we can make Ohio great again. Joanne will now talk more about a statewide convention. Again, thank you for being here, and I really appreciate your support.
Where's the picnic?
Hello, everyone. I'm Joanne Campbell, and I represent the Ohio Republican Party State Central Committee District 22, which comprises Holmes, Ashland, Richland, and Medina counties. I am a malcontent as well, and I believe the ORP needs to immediately act upon Laura's recommendations and show they are willing to tackle reform. But even though they sound serious, even Laura's recommendations are too little too late, and the party has proven it cannot be trusted at all to address these issues. That is why I believe Ohio needs a statewide convention. Ohio Revised Code Title 3513.11 provides that if a majority of county central committees, 45 of them, pass resolutions calling for a statewide convention, the Ohio Republican Party is legally obligated to arrange one. County central committees have to pass the same resolution that would include the purpose of and the timing for the convention. The purpose would be to review and amend the bylaws, set endorsement policy that would supersede prior policy, and elect a new chairman. These actions are all legally allowed by Title 35. Laura and I believe Ohio Republicans need to take these measures in order to reform the party because it has proven that it cannot reform itself. Who would attend this convention? Title 35 provides that 500 delegates from across Ohio would be named by county executive committees. Each county would be apportioned a number of delegates based upon the number of voters in the last gubernatorial election. For example, if Medina County had 4% of the voters in the 2018 election, they would get 4% of the 500 delegates. Along with the delegates, State Central Committee members, all Republican House and Senate members, and members of the state administration, like Governor and Secretary of State, would be in attendance. It is all perfectly legal and in Ohio Revised Code. There are several groups across Ohio who are working on writing resolutions and getting the word out, and the idea is spreading. I believe after today it's going to spread like wildfire, and there will be a race to see which county is the first to pass the resolution. But the trick is 45 counties have to pass an identical resolution that has to be simple and to the point. There are deadlines to be met if we want to have a convention in March 2022. I am currently working with a small group of patriots who have this figured out and are working in a professional, lawful manner. I'm asking you to contact either me or Laura for more information or to pass our contact information on to your county party leadership and encourage them to get this resolution on the agenda of your next Central Committee meeting. Let's look at this crisis as an opportunity to do something positive that will make Ohio great again. We not only need to hold corrupt politicians accountable, we need to take action that will make things work better for everyone. So take action now, join the malcontents, and call for a convention. It's time for Republican revolution in Ohio. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Joanne. As I said, I'm Mark Paquita. What I didn't say is I'm a candidate for U.S. Senate in Ohio in 2022 for the seat that Rob Portman is vacating. After I get done, we'll have a statement that will be read by a yet-to-be-announced candidate for statewide office that I think you'll find very interesting. But let me go on with my statement. What happened to your bribe picnic, Mr. DeWine? A picnic designed to buy off the state Central Committee to endorse you on September 10. You claimed it was canceled due to rain from Tropical Storm Fred. I beg to differ. It was canceled because it was exposed and it was crooked. As Republicans, we are supposed to stand for honesty, integrity, fairness, choice, and competition. We are supposed to stand against cronyism and patronage. Our founder, Abraham Lincoln, was nicknamed Honest Abe. Our very foundation is a testimony to outsiders and underdogs. ORP endorsements in primaries are designed to rig primaries in favor of insiders and to take away choice and the voice of Republican primary voters. They are wrong. Before the 2018 primary, then party chair Jane Timken spoke against ORP primary endorsements. Asked on camera if she supported them, she said, "I do not. I think it is very important for the primary voters to make their choice." In 2020, under Ms. Timken's leadership, the process literally blew up in the face of the ORP with candidate Joe Dills, who was running in the District 65 House GOP primary. Dills had been ORP endorsed. His endorsement was then revoked in a special ORP meeting on February 6, 2020, based on a dossier provided to state Central Committee members detailing his many secrets. The series of events revealed how corrupted ORP endorsements are. Corruption begets corruption. At that time, Chair Timken commented in a special meeting, "I think moving forward, this committee needs to consider how to do endorsements going forward." The answer is simple. Stop primary endorsements, like Chair Timken advocated before the 2018 Republican primary. But the Dills story of corrupt endorsement goes deeper. The dossier used against Joe Dills had been paid for by Growth and Opportunity PAC, as disclosed in their Federal Election Committee filings. That was illegal coordination. Timken did not disclose that connection, even when asked about the origin of the dossier in that meeting. When asked about the firm who authored the document, she stated, "I don't know who that firm is. I don't think it makes a difference." She's wrong. It does matter. Corruption begets corruption. Choice is good. Choice in retail makes for better consumers. Choice in Republican Party primaries makes for better Republican voters. Competition is good. Competition pushes us to do our personal best. Lack of competition never pushes us to do our personal best. It breeds laziness and a sense of entitlement. Rigged, flawed, corrupt GOP primary endorsements seek to eliminate choice and prevent competition. Again, they are wrong. While we all think the practice of ORP primary endorsements should end, insiders want to double down on the primary rigging approach. In 2018, the State Central Committee voted on primary endorsements in February for a May primary, 3 months in advance. In 2020, the SCC voted on primary endorsements in January for a March primary, 2 months in advance. Now, a panicked Governor Mike DeWine is seeking his endorsement and those of other incumbents in September for a May primary, 8 months in advance. It is desperate, absurd, crony, and insulting to Republican primary voters. It is another reason to stop ORP primary endorsements, now and forever. We know it is hard to stand up. We know that many on the State Central Committee have benefited from gubernatorial appointments and a process by which they endorse themselves for re-election to benefit directly from the mailings and other support that comes from ORP primary endorsements. We think they all know, deep in their hearts, that it is wrong. If they don't, they are not honest Abe types and should move on. Back on July 28, 2021, my team reached out to all the candidates so that we could jointly stand against all ORP primary endorsements done by the State Central Committee. Not just DeWine's, not just this year, but forever and for all races. Real change and real reform. Unfortunately, I have found that most candidates are only against the primary rigging endorsements quietly when they cannot get them. Quietly because they want to be in a position to get them next time. It is not principle. It is purely self-centered and tactical. I am 100% against ORP primary endorsements for all offices forever. Since I reached out to other candidates, more things have come to light. We have learned of odd, to say the least, money transfers and payment of Mike DeWine's bills to the tune of almost $900,000 in 2021 so far by the Ohio Republican Party. We have seen large amounts flowing to David Yost also. Why? Who authorized this? It came to light in financial reports filed at the end of July. That was weeks ago. Where are the explanations? How about the explanations for members of Mike DeWine's inner circle enriching themselves like his PUCO chair, Sam Randazzo? How about explanations from J.D. Vance on his hiring householders' corrupt inner circle, Brian Gray and Megan Fitzmartin? How about explanations from Jane Tipkin for her financial stewardship of the ORP? I am described in the press as a long-shot candidate for U.S. Senate. That is true, but I think we are all sick of business-as-usual Republican politics in Ohio. I'm an outsider and a citizen candidate. I don't hire politicos with tainted resumes. I am not for or against ORP primary endorsements based on whether I think I can get endorsed. I don't act like I want to blow up the swamp while also angling to control and use the swamp to my own benefit. Excuse me. I have two big themes. Let's beat the swamp and leave it better than we found it. Stopping ORP primary endorsements now and forever is both. We must reform. We must change. That starts with ending ORP primary endorsements. That is why I'm here. Thank you so much for listening.
Can you read the statement?
I am now going to read the statement from someone who will be running for statewide office who is not yet officially endorsed.
Announced.
Excuse me, announced. It is titled Stop ORP Primary Endorsement Statement from Unannounced Candidate. You do not know who I am or what office I am running for because I have not yet officially announced my candidacy. If I had, I would be saying no to the Ohio Republican Party State Central Committee endorsements. It is time we turn the reins back over to the humble, patriotic, conservative, Trump-loving Republican primary voter. I have no issue with personal endorsements or interest group endorsements, but I put faith in the primary voters to select their own candidate, not one forced onto them by the party. I will be talking to you soon. And again, that comes from a yet unannounced statewide candidate. Thank you very much.
Would anybody else like to talk?
Any other speakers?
If we're going to give the party back to the people, then the people that came to the press conference should be able to talk if they want to also.
Exactly.
So if anybody would like to come up and say anything, feel free.
Anybody? Sure. Good? Sure. Damon, come on up.
You know, I never thought I'd be here in Bexley, Ohio, in the middle of the summer, taking the afternoon off to do this. But I never thought I'd be at hospitals, in front of hospitals, trying to protect our frontline workers. This time, not from the mandates necessarily of Mike DeWine, but from his encouragement of tyranny. This man doesn't know when to stop, Mike DeWine. So we, the people, now have to rise up and stop him. We have to impeach him. We have to get him out of office because we want a fair fight for governor. You know, there's a couple of people, there's 3 or 4 that are running now, and I'd like to see them battle out for governor instead of this wicked tyrant who's done this. So all I want to do, I don't want to take up all the time. So gracious of you, Mr. Paquita. But people, we got to stand together. We got to get out there on the street corners, protect your fellow Ohioans, because your governor isn't going to do that. Not Mike DeWine, and he won't relent. It may seem like he's quiet now, but he's waiting for the next thing to put on you. And he's waiting, and he's not even waiting. He's encouraging you to fight each other. Businesses against people, businesses against other people. So, friends, fight for Ohio. Remember the motto of this state of Ohio: with God, all things are possible. Amen.
Anybody else?
I'll say something. Here, can you, oh, you can't hold that. May as well say a word or two. You guys can't have all the fun. I'm with the State Central Committee also, Joe Miller, District 21. So I just got to make this real short and right to the point. I think that I am 100% against any endorsements. There's no reason we should be endorsing, especially as Mark Paquita said, this is 8 months in advance. So we're going to be meeting September 10th. That's way too early. So, but I'm not for endorsements even after that. So let's, let's keep rallying. Let's let the people decide for the primary. Okay. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Thank you for coming. That will conclude our press conference for today.
Joe.